Good day, family and friends. Today we're doing a devotion on joy from chapter 5 of the book called Following Jesus. John 16, verses 20 to 22 reads, Jesus says, "Very truly I tell you, you will weep and mourn, but the world will rejoice. You will have pain, but your pain will turn into joy. When a woman is in labor, she has pain because her hour has come. But when her child is born, she no longer remembers the anguish because of the joy of having brought a human being into the world. So you have pain now, but I will see you again, and your heart will rejoice, and no one will take your joy from you." John 15:11 reads, Then Jesus says, "I have said these things to you so that you may have joy, and that my joy may be in you, and that your joy may be complete." The reward of following Jesus is joy. It is a free gift from God, a free gift that we must receive. A fruit of the Spirit as we spend time with God is joy, and it will manifest and grow that we can then share it with others. We have become serious. We no longer experience joy. We've lost our joy. It is important for us to stay connected to the newness and life, but we have resistance. We no longer operate from a place of joy, a place of newness, of creativity, of growth. We've become a people who operate from a place of fear. And this is seen in our routine and our rootless behavior. We're here, there, everywhere, no stability, no roots, no security, a lot of anxiety. And that does not allow, and that is not the joy of the Lord. Routine sometimes will hinder the joy of the Lord. Because of fear, we choose that because it's what we know. Even if it's an unhappy, comfortable place, we will stay there. But we stick to that routine to help us overcome the fear. This does not allow for joy. Joy needs movement. It needs stepping out. It needs creativity. It needs newness. So security, belonging, and intimacy will bring joy. As Jesus communed and obeyed God, he experienced the former, which brought joy. We need to do likewise. Stay plugged into the source at all times. This kept Jesus anchored, and even through the trials, he was able to push on through and keep his focus on God. As we go through trying times and challenging times, we can keep our joy by staying connected to our Father, by walking in obedience to his word. I want to highlight that joy is internal and it's eternal and it's spiritual, what we're talking about. It's not happiness, which is more an external concept. We need to be creative and accept new ways of living as Jesus did, to break the routine and to allow the Holy Spirit to move. This way we then allow for that spirit of joy and the freedom to bring about a sense of joy that we can exuberate and that we can manifest and share with others. The true connection that we have will allow for us to walk in joy even in our darkest hour. The joy of Jesus is never disconnected from sorrow. The gift of joy is deeper. Spiritual joy, not an emotion, not a physical thing or just a holiday or vacation from sorrow. It is a spiritual gift given to us from the Lord. What we have to start sensing is that in the spiritual life, joy is embracing sorrow and happiness, pain and pleasure. It is deeper, it is fuller. It is something that we can experience even when we are in touch with very painful things in our lives. If there is anything the church wants to teach us, is that the joy of God can be with us always, in sickness, in financial problems, in emotional, relational problems. We have to realize that in the spiritual life, there is something very different going on from what the world teaches us. Jesus is saying, "Go with me to where the poor are, to where the broken are, and there you will find joy." Happy are the poor, happy are the mourning, happy are those who are persecuted. Joyful are the poor, those who are making peace and those who are persecuted. The whole thing is upside down because in the eyes of God, joy is hidden right in the center of sorrow. Joy is hidden right in the heart of human pain. We need to come to a place where we realize we are in the world and not of the world. God is our safe place. God is where we will find all we need, including joy. So before we close the devotion today, you may be asking, well, how can we be joyful? How can I tap into this free gift? And I think the first thing I want to highlight is spending time with God, surrendering all you are and have to the Lord, being obedient to Christ, hearing what he has to say, being Spirit-led, Holy Spirit-led, walking in obedience to his commandments. That will be the starting point of experiencing this joy as we stay connected and find security with Christ. The other thing is to celebrate. And when I say celebrate, I'm not saying celebrating our anniversaries and our birthdays and Christmas and Easter. I'm talking about a deeper sense of celebration. We need to to celebrate daily the free gift of life that Christ has come to give us. Be grateful for the life that God has given us. Be grateful for his mercies that are new every day. We need these celebrations as an expression of our gratitude. So celebration is also a way in which we live out our faith in God with tears or smiles. Jesus rewards us with joy, not only later, but here and now. He came that we can have life and have it abundantly. So I want to remind you, people, that our God is alive and active. The Lord who calls us into communion with God. He is a God of love, God of promises, and a God who wants to commune with you and me always. You will discover that following Jesus is following the Lord, who speaks to you day after day and calls you always to a deeper and deeper communion with God. So in closing, I want to say to you, receive that free gift of joy from God. Tap into your joy and share it with the world. Stay connected to Christ. Stay plugged into your source. Be blessed, and may you walk with joy all the days of your life. Thank you very much.